Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin and today we're going to begin the anticipated series about the history of Christmas traditions. You see, I'm all ready for Christmas with the tree and the lights and everything. Why do we put up Christmas trees? Why do we put lights? Why are red and green traditionally the colors of Christmas? We're going to dig into some of those questions today and some more of them in the coming videos. But today we're going to start with talking about the origins of Christmas and then hopefully follow it up with videos about two popular Christmas traditions over the next few days until Christmas. So today we're going to talk about where did Christmas come from and why do we celebrate this holiday on December 25th? Well, when it comes to the origin of the Christmas celebration or the midwinter celebration or holiday in the middle of December, people usually point to the Roman Saturnalia, which was a Roman mid-December festival in honor of the god Saturn. It was a time when people would get off work, slaves would be temporarily freed, there was lots of gift giving and feasting and that kind of thing. And the pre-Christian Scandinavian Germanic festival of Yule was also celebrated at the midwinter solstice around the same date. The Anglo-Saxons brought this tradition to England. Feasting and merrymaking at Christmastide first appears in the historical records between 1100 and 1300, as a continuation of the pre-Christian celebrations but in a Christian way, as I'll explain further on in this video. Now, our word Christmas comes from the Middle English Christmas, meaning festival. Christ comes from the Greek meaning anointed. And so Christmas means the festival of or Mass of Christ. And the word Christmas became part of our English vocabulary in the 11th century. So, why do we celebrate it on December 25th? Especially since no one knows what day Jesus was really born on. Well, there are significant reasons why December 25th was chosen as the date for Christ's birth and birthday celebration. It was exactly 9 months after March 25th, which is a very significant day in the old Christian tradition. According to this tradition, it is the date for the creation of the world, the fall of Adam, the sacrifice of Abraham, the Immaculate Conception, and the crucifixion of Christ. And for those of you who know your Tolkien lore, it is also the day when the ring was destroyed, the One Ring was destroyed, and Sam's daughter Eleanor was born, symbolizing the defeat of the shadow and the birth of new life. And Tolkien was very intentional about choosing that day. So, what did early Christmas celebrations look like? Well, the medieval Christmas actually began 40 days prior to Christmas. This period was called Advent, from the Latin adventus, meaning coming. It was a serious time of fasting and penance and contemplation and attending Mass. Then at the end of this time, they would all get together and feast and make merry. This period lasted for 12 days and was called Christmastide, tide referring to the passing of time. This is where we get the 12 days of Christmas from. It lasted till 12th night on January 5th, and then the following day, January 6th, was Epiphany, the celebration of the three Magi visiting Jesus. In the medieval period, celebrating Epiphany was actually a bigger deal than Christmas was. Originally, Christmas was a time for quiet prayer and contemplation and reflection during the Christmas Mass, but by the 14th century, Christmas had become a time of feasting and merrymaking, gifts for the rich and poor, overindulgence and eating and drinking, and lots of singing and dancing. I think you could imagine what a great big medieval feast would have been like. By this time, Christmas had become the most important holiday, or holy day, that's where it comes from, in England. During the feasting, foods were eaten, such as pasties, sausages, black pudding, fish, fowl, roast meats, custards, tarts, nuts, and sweetmeats, according to a 14th century source. Houses were decorated with holly and evergreen. Evergreen features a lot in pre-Christian myth and also in Christian tradition, and symbolizes eternal life because it remains green throughout the winter. The red holly berries symbolize Christ's blood, while the prickles symbolize his crown of thorns. Evergreen and holly are the reason why our Christmas colors are green and red, and also gold, for gold symbolizes royalty and was one of the gifts that the Magi brought to baby Jesus. Mistletoe, another plant associated with Christmas, also features quite prominently in European myth and folkloric tradition. Now, to finish this video, I would like to say this, since many of my viewers are Christians. In my experience, I have seen Christians freak out about whether or not to actually celebrate Christmas, with some opting out altogether because it has pagan roots. If you look up the origins of Christmas online, this is what you'll usually find, because modern historians are quick to link Christmas to pagan roots, not to Christian ones. But I have been studying the way medieval people saw the world and their Christianity, and it's much different to what you'll get in most history books and websites. It's so much deeper and richer. I used to believe that the early Christians mixed paganism with Christianity and so compromised it. And I've since learned that that is not how the early Christians saw it at all. They saw the early pre-Christian Greco-Roman, Germanic, Celtic, Scandinavian, etc. mythologies and traditions as not an end in themselves, but rather as pointing ahead to Christ's incarnation. They saw Christ and the cross as the true myth, the fulfillment of these pagan myths and traditions, as the fulfillment of the deep longing they held within them, of what they were looking ahead to, in a similar way that Christ fulfilled the longings of the Old Testament. Thus, it was only right, therefore, for the Christian Christmas as a celebration of Christ's birth to replace the Roman Saturnalia and the Germanic Scandinavian Yule. There's a lot more I could say about this, but I haven't the space here, unfortunately. It's truly fascinating. I find it really amazing. And if you're a Christian, there's no need to freak out, because Christmas is rooted in a very old Christian tradition and is far more deeply Christian than we realize. So there you go, folks. That's where Christmas comes from. If you liked our video, please give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video for part 2. Merry Christmas. Bye.